Welcome to a show about noise and it happening. But speaking of noise and happenstance, I happened to go to a vinyl record show today, and I picked up some stuff. Let's take a look at that stuff. Speaking of stuff, how about we start with a CD from Circle of Dust? Oh, CD. Anyway, you should know by now, unless this is the first time you've ever seen my stuff before, I'm a pretty big fan of Clayton. He's obviously the guy behind Circle of Dust, Cell Dweller, and a handful of other things. And we're going to take a look at this on the inside of it, because that's what you do with it. You think I just put this on a shelf and just stream everything? I buy physical media to actually listen to it. Otherwise, why would I go to a vinyl record show? Big think. Yee. So this is this is what the booklet and a disc looks like. It looks really nice, and also the condition of this is actually pretty decent. You never know with used CDs whether or not they're going to be in good shape or not, so it's good to know that this one was kept in decent condition, which is quite nice to know. But yee. Next up, we've got Herbie Hancock, Future Shock. I'm always on the lookout for Herbie Hancock records because how do you not love the jazz brilliance of Herbie Hancock? If you don't, then you just must hate jazz or something. Or you're racist. Yep, your standard fare right there. Simple Columbia Records label. Now, I am opening this on camera. That way I can make a video about it. But I can also put all the records that I just got in protective sleeves. I always recommend these style inner sleeves. They are so helpful. I absolutely love them. I always rehouse all my records in this kind of vinyl record sleeves. Oh, come on. Ah, again? Really? And now I have it in the outer sleeve. So I got an inner sleeve for the disc itself and an outer sleeve for the whole jacket. I like to do this. Is it necessary for every vinyl collector to do this? Is this necessary to enjoy vinyl records? No. Is it perceived as an unnecessary expense? Possibly, but this is what I like to do. I like to collect. I like to listen to what I collect, but I also like to protect what I collect. And if you want to protect what you collect, I'm not sponsored by Invest in Vinyl, but I definitely recommend these because I watched a couple of YouTubers when I first started collecting vinyl, and they recommended these sleeves, and I like them. Next up, we have what's evidently the Canadian press of Billion Dollar Babies. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm saying Billion Dollar Babies as if I'm automatically assuming that you understand that I'm talking about the Alice Cooper album of that name. But I imagine most people who watch my stuff would know that I'm talking about the Alice Cooper record. Let's take a look. Yee. And then you open it up and you have the inside of the wallet, and you have pictures of the man himself, and then you have pictures of his band at the time. You know, he's always kind of had a revolving door of studio musicians and live musicians that he's performed with. And then over here you have the pseudo billfold situation. You have this little advertisement for the other records. So this must have been a later release. I can't tell a date on here, which is just really interesting. It's just very amusing to me. So I can't really tell what year this was off of this alone, but it's definitely some time ago. And then you have what is designed to look like dollar's bill, and you have like this little insert here. Yee. Oh, I was expecting like lyrics or something on the inside of this, but no, it's just a whole like little extra. Man, they were so creative. They were just so creative with this stuff. That's another neat thing. It's like, you know, Alice Cooper was kind of an artist that always kind of just thought of everything. And we have the classic Warner Brothers label here, all simple like you'd expect. And it also has plastic lining on the inner sleeve, so I don't feel the need to use my replacement inner sleeves. Ugh, sorry guys. My roommate is doing something dumb. Time to get excited, because now we're going to open up some stuff that's sealed. So I did not know that Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath had, put out solo stuff. I knew he worked on stuff with other people. I did not know that he actually had, now I'm surprised and kind of ashamed that I didn't know this, but he had his own solo stuff that he put out. This is one of them. And it's a nu metal record. One of the inventors of heavy metal made what's effectively a nu metal record. And it's sealed. So let's go down the rabbit hole together. I have preserved the sticker. Yes, I'm one of those. Let's take a look at the back. When did this come out? Oh wow, 1997 and re-released in 2020. Wow. That's pretty darn cool. So now here we have the inner jacket, and as you can see, they pretty much just used the booklet images for the CD insert on the inner jacket, which is better than not doing anything for the inner jacket, so that's quite nice. And here you have the liner notes, which are properly formatted for this shape and size, although it's a bit small, but still looks cool. Yeah, let's take a look at the disc now. And we have a plain black disc, which is perfectly okay. I do like that label art. So I like how this side, the label's perfectly plain, and then on this side is, where your track information and stuff is. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate it. You know what's weird? I put I obviously put it in the inner sleeves. That's why I'm touching it with my hands the way I am. I'm being gentle with it, though. It doesn't tell you on the label which side is which. So I am going to probably correctly assume that this is side 2 and this is side uno. That would make sense to me, but it's just kind of funny that it doesn't say which side is what. Like, you could easily have put that like at the top somewhere, but still, this is a dope album and I'm super excited to spin this. Come on. Ah, again, ruined my kill streak. Now, y'all should know that Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite movie, and I also bought this from the same guy that sold me the Herbie Hancock record. Yeah. Alright. So look back real quick. Yeah. And open the gatefold. That deadly nightshade you slipped me wore off, Sally. Kidnap the Santa Claus. Oh gosh, I love this movie. And a special inner jacket for each one, which is really nice. I'm only an elected official here. I can't make decisions by myself. Yee. Wow. So yeah, as it spins, it'll animate all these shirts. That is gorgeous. And this is pretty thick, but then again, also, like, picture discs are pretty thick. That is neat. That is really neat. Wow. That is just too cool. Wow. Huh? What's that? Oh, sorry guys.
This ghost I'm keeping alive is being dumb right now. Hey, would you cut it out? I'm trying to play a game here.
And now for the big one. Here comes the pain. I was very surprised to find this because, as of recording, this had just come out. Like, within weeks of recording this had just dropped. So let's take a look at it. So yeah, you don't normally see brand new releases or re-releases for that matter, like this one, at, an event like this. Usually something's been out for a while. This version with these bonus tracks are new, which actually means they fit the original album on one disc. Thank you. If you know how to master, it's not that hard. I'm not saying I know how to master it, but it just drives me nuts. Every new release or every re-release has to be 2 discs now. It doesn't always need to be. You can fit it on 1 disc if you know how to master it. That's all I'm saying. Here's the inside of the gatefold. That's adorable. So for the first disc, you have, the album artwork for Slipknot's self-titled, which is actually their second album if you didn't know. So yep, and it's on there. And yee 1999 Roadrunner. Yee. It's all swirly green like, which is kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me of like chocolate mint ice cream. And it just contrasts so much with all the black and red of the color scheme of the artwork, but it's cool for that reason. And here we have the 25th anniversary bonus material, as is laid out right here with some liner notes down here. Yeah. And here we have the same green colored variant as you would. But what's kind of neat is there's this, is the label itself is a little different from the self-titled in its entirety, which is E. Alright, well that was fun. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.
Whatever, I'm done with this crap. Hey, if you're talking about this time that you went to the vinyl record show, why don't you talk about what you got last time? You went twice, right?
Well, I guess I could talk about the last time I went to the record show. Alright, so let's talk about the first time I went to the Tulsa record show. So, at one booth, I found these. I found CDs. These are all Christian rock CDs that I was surprised to find. Stuff I don't normally see out in the wild, but I was very excited and happy to find the original Tourniquet Vanishing Lessons. I know they later remastered this, and I would like to get my hands on the remastered version too, but I was just excited to see this. So so that's all cool, and I was happy to add those to the collection, as it were. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's cool. Alright, so that other Herbie Hancock record I had gotten from the same guy that I got these two that I'm about to show you from. It's also where I bought the Number Before Christmas record from. So I got these two Herbie Hancock albums. They're both pretty spiffy. And I do like me some Herbie Hancock, like I said. And so I got this Black Sabbath Live album, as well as that $1 Billion Babies by Alice Cooper from the drummer of Seether. Turns out he lives in Edmond. Don't dox him. But yeah, he was super cool talking to him when I got this, and I was so surprised. So funny story, when I bought that Black Sabbath Live at Last record, I was talking to this guy and his son, who at the time was filling in on bass for Seether, and they had recently played at the Hard Rock not that long ago. I was talking to him, I'm like, I didn't recognize him at first, so I was like, but he seemed somewhat familiar. So I asked him, it's like, so you guys look really familiar. Are you guys in a band? And I'm thinking like local band, because I've been to a lot of local shows. I've known quite a lot of people in the local music scene here in Tulsa. So it's like they kind of looked familiar just in that context. And the guy just casually just says, "Oh yeah, Seether. Yeah, I'm the drummer for Seether." And for a brief moment, I was like, "Wait, what? You got to pull on my leg." And then, like, as I really examined his facial features, I'm like, "Wait, no, that is him," because I remembered seeing his picture in CD inserts, and you know, when I've seen his face like in interviews and stuff that I've seen from the band, like, oh crap, that was him. So my literal face was like, "Oh wow, oh wow." So I got to talking to him, and I was just like, we were just talking about all sports. We were talking about music. We're talking about, you know, how much I like certain songs by Seether, and you know, different albums that I thought were my favorites, and all that stuff. And he seemed pretty tickled by that. So it was cool. And when I saw him this time around, it was even cooler, because I got to ask him about their cover of Jumpsuit. So if you didn't know, Seether covered Jumpsuit by 21 Pilots for Sirius XM. And so I took the time to ask him about that, so that was actually pretty cool. And so that's when I bought the $1 Billion Babies by Alice Cooper for him. But yeah, the first time I saw him, I got that Black Sabbath Live at Last record. I was a little starstruck, as I was not expecting that.
Now you might be wondering, why am I showing you this again? Well, the same guy that I bought this from, I had bought this from the previous time I went.
I just really like live albums. I really like live albums on vinyl, because even if you have like only like a half decent setup like mine's not like a professional like audiophile, you know, pure reference setup, but still, when you have like live recordings and you're playing them through vinyl, even like a pretty, you know, cheaper setup can still feel like they're there, like in the room. It's just such a cool experience, and it's just so cool to collect it, you know, physically, and it's just so cool to just kind of experience. It's dope. And you know, if you know me, you know I really like Soulfly. So yee. So both times I went to that guy's booth, I bought records of like nu metal records. And yes, I understand Slipknot's technically not nu metal no more, and they haven't been in a very long time, but this record is quintessential nu metal. I stand by that. Anyway, I bought nu metal records that are green. I bought 2 green nu metal records. Technically 4, because there's 2 discs per release. So there you have it. 2 different occasions when I went to the Tulsa Record Show. And there were my hauls from both times that I went. It was a fun time. If you're in the area, check it out when they have it going on. Right now, they don't have the date set up for that. I don't know why I'm being extra silly right now, but this is how I roll.
Dang, you really are out of practice, aren't you?
Candy, do I really need those comments? I thought you'd be delighted that I'm at least happy right now.